Even the most durable floors can be damaged when exposed to the construction activities in a manufactured housing plant. Congoleum Bond&Seal is a specifically formulated adhesive sealer designed for repairing Congoleum perimeter fastened sheet vinyl. Now, small cuts, nicks, and gouges can be repaired quickly and easily by replacing the damaged area with a small triangular repair piece. Obviously, the first step in the repair process is to find a matching piece of flooring. Here we have an oversized piece of flooring, and we're going to identify the exact pattern in the flooring where the damage has occurred. And then we'll take and place a piece of masking tape directly over the same location on our repair piece. This will ensure that whenever we cut our small triangular piece out, that we cut the entire damaged section out of it. When you're doing a repair of this nature, you want to make sure that you really match the design precisely, because it's a very fine cut that we're going to be making, and the results will be very inconspicuous when done correctly. So line it up exactly, then secure the perimeter with masking tape on all four sides. Once you've done that, we're ready to cut the repair. You want to try and keep your triangle as small as possible, but certainly large enough to be able to cut out the entire damaged section. Place your square along the edge and use a utility knife and cut directly through both pieces in a single cut. Be careful not to extend the cut beyond the starting point where the last seam cut was made, and when you make the final cut, just go right up to the edges of the previous two seams. Remember to keep your fingers out of the path of the cutting blade whenever you're making the seam cuts, and hold that perpendicular to the floor surface to ensure that the seam is cut properly. Remove the masking tape and the repair piece and place it off to the side. Then you can come back in and remove the damaged section. If you have a little area where you have some of the felt residue there, you want to take time to clean that up and remove that so that the new piece fits in neatly on all sides. We're going to take Bond&Seal and we're going to use a wooden applicator stick to insert the Bond&Seal directly under the edges of the seam and in the opening where the damaged section was removed. You want to apply a generous amount underneath the edges, because this is going to be dispersed underneath the entire sheet in this location once we finish this up. So make sure that you get enough underneath the edges, about a ½ inch under, and then within the entire opening itself. You can remove any of the excess with your scrap piece of flooring, just to make sure that it's nice and smooth and the new piece fits in there. Notice how by pushing on the edges, it coats the edges of the seam. Bond&Seal not only holds the patch in place, but it also secures it to the edges and seals it to prevent moisture and other soil from collecting in the edges. By turning the seam edges down, we could insert the repair piece directly into place, allowing the Bond&Seal to squeeze up along the edges, and then we'll just take a damp cloth and remove any excess from the surface. Very important step. Take a steel hand roller and roll the seam area thoroughly, making sure you squeeze this Bond&Seal up to the surface and disperse it evenly under the sheet to avoid an uneven surface. Use a clean damp cloth to remove the excess. Then wipe dry with a clean dry towel. Allow the floor to remain undisturbed for the next 4 hours. There you have it.